Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to Comic Studio. And where today we continue to search some more Doki comic studios like themselves, or like anybody else, like the comic creators like themselves, as we completely search it in Comic Studio. But since that is gotta be the start of the fall, like those, or since it's absolutely start of the fall of Comic Studio, but I'm not pretty sure that the geography isn't gonna be probably as right. I didn't seen from his stats from the website, and it's absolutely that we're gonna begin of this video. So the last time I probably already discovered out for another Doki Doki Literator Club, like for just like in the last video that we just completely made here. But I'm afraid we can't able to be showing for some other kinds of characters since a few videos ago. And for right now, we're going to be seeing for another comic creator for some sort of that who finds out from a Friday night Funkin takeover. This is absolutely going to be Doki Doki Takeover Comic Studio, as we're going to be seeing this as possible, and I wouldn't be able to be regretting this for once. Probably the characters like themselves could be for around here. We showed up some spoilers to meet the enemies like themselves, and of course, I wasn't gonna be interested like this. I was probably not interested of Friday Night Funkin', but since by 2021 I just started playing right here in Roblox, and probably it is absolutely Takeover like those things, the Doki Doki Takeover team and Gam Banana, but probably it's absolutely for making sprites a little bit even greater, and especially that where Friday Night Funkin' is, I have never seen here in the studio crossovers, but I just probably looked around here for as well, and probably some sort of made with Friday Night Funkin' team. It was owned by the Ninja Fin 99 Phantom Arcade Kawaii Sprites and Visca. Due to the nature of Friday Night Funkin', suggestive or violent content may be included in this comic creator to use at your own decision. Before you request a mod, to check the list, mods will never edit into the studio, but probably I never seen this. Perhaps like even involved with the Friday Night Funkin' creator of the every mod features like anything as well. So I'm probably going to be for finding this out, and I probably using the show on the spoilers. Even I may not able to be finding out that we just gonna be turning off the spoilers. If I try to turn off the spoilers, like even though, and probably before it's going to be the end of Comic Studio, before October 14, I may now showing up their spoilers off, and probably I'm done with this, that I cannot resist like these things as well. So the characters could be for one thing that I cannot believe that we just still seeing about for this thing as well. So even that the names are completely for just like the same, it could be Monica, Sayori, Yuri, and Natsuki, and probably it's just going to be the same name from their crossovers. So this is absolutely with the same name as the crossovers. This is absolutely the main thing, of course. And but I'm just probably never going to be kidding for one thing as well. So this is the last video that I just posted around, and but not this. I'm not gonna be making for very sure for around here. So that all of the characters have just absolutely a little bit matched, and some other kinds of characters for the five of them could be the MC, Libtina, Libitina, Jill, Senpai, and Zipper. And that must be three categories What is this? That must be the bad ending. So, what about for some kind of man? It was. I didn't actually go on to be finding out. I may totally forgot in the last video that may called Satori, Yaoi, Monaco, and Naruki. Yep, probably that must be for some sort of a little bit for the version. Even that I just don't know. So, this is absolutely since the last video that we didn't actually read like this. Probably, it was absolutely for the more characters, could be for the BF and UF, like those things. Sergeant John, Captain. Sergeant John, Skid and Pump, Pico, Benjamin Ferriest, Pico and Grounds, Mano Aloe, Mamazuzu Nene, Sutazua, Sutuza, Sutazu, TBD Tan, and the bad endings for round for such as the fallen people could be for round for the boyfriend too. So I won't be able to be showing this up that I just going to be previewing. I show up some spoilers, and it's absolutely for credits to for the takeover like themselves. We're not going to be using for the submitted sprites like this earlier in the day, and I'm just probably recorded this video before midnight. So the next one could be for round for the items. Oh my god, a little bit weird. Even more weird it does. What the hell? I'm probably sure. And finally, there are the backgrounds of themselves. Static screens. Even their selves is going to be for driven a little bit for something. And that must be the police files that I just got never to be able to be seen here. And even for the darkest nights, that it's absolutely going to be patrolled by the Combine soldiers or the Metro Police, like the Combine as well. So, that wasn't going to be a little bit for as well. The bad ending of those backgrounds was absolutely scary, and being prepared to get jump scared by some sort of the nightmare animatronics or some kind of one thing was absolutely for. That must be a good ending over here. Except anything couldn't be as possible. And that's all for the submitted sprites, but there must be more for around a bit. It might taking a little bit too more as well. Exactly, that must be for some sort of a dark night with a daylight or some sort of a nightmare classroom. So, we wasn't able to be showing for some submitted sprites, but the random sprites could be for around like for these things. And probably going to be even for this one. So the effects wasn't that pretty exist like either. It's 2.5 hours as we already reviewed the entire characters from anywhere like those things from the 3 categories. But especially which is eventually added around here for some sort of studio crossovers. But instead I have slept around here since midnight. And of course, it's absolutely 2 a.m. in the morning that I just completely recorded around for this in a few moments ago. But probably that we just added something that ridiculously from the last video. But I just absolutely going to continue to attempt, like probably whenever that I just going to find a way. Or nothing that I just completely cost around for many more reasons. So, we're going to be seeing for some sort of a little bit of results, but instead of Friday Night Funkin characters, but we just absolutely have one Friday Night Funkin character as the Daddy Dearest. And especially added a few minors of the characters around Stickmans around here. Nope, we didn't absolutely have for this around here, except the last video that I just recently uploaded. That it's absolutely the previous video that we just completely uploaded for around here. So around here to see this, added stickmans and a few minor cookie run characters around here. Even though that we absolutely having stickmans patrolling around our residence, that finding somewhere to take down for some sort of monsters or animatronics for some day. Actually, that must be Shadow Freddy peeking out inside the closet or inside the janitor's closet or the janitors for the room like themselves, and probably into the meeting room as well. Combine officers, and plus absolutely two of them as the person, and another one is a boogeyman. And even that there must be a teacher overall. And but on top of like those things, there must be a teacher from South Park, and for some other kinds of cookies as well. Even three cookies, and one in a classroom, but two of them into the bar like themselves. Even the entire girls have just taken over, but nothing except for the boys for one thing as well. So I just added for some sort of like those things as well. And the combined soldiers and those ghost mages or the ghostly mages goes to somewhere for the unjowled Freddy, like for unknown thing, that coming straight after them, that all the way down. But I'm not very sure that doesn't gonna be worried to call itself for the backup as well. Instead, even that wasn't gonna be for the smart decision to target this down or like anything as well. I eventually still be able to be using for the studio crossovers, but I have never intended that for some sort of a little bit of reason that I'm going to be for one thing anyways, that I just already saying this. I'm not gonna be kidding already, and that especially it's not going to be pretty for worth it as always. And this is absolutely related to Friday Night Funkin mods. Even that I just never found it out for anything whenever that I never going to be seen yet. So, if you're gonna be checking out of those things, or some kind of an unknown things, we don't able to be using for. The age restrictions could be for around of age of 18 to access of this comic creator, or you might able to be checking out into the description below, and especially for the main website that you might able to be browsing comics. Unfortunately, that will end soon by October 14, 2025, and then that wasn't going to be for itself for one thing, but I'm very not sure that all of the comic creators might going to be come to a close, including the whole website, but probably this is not for the real announcement. And I guess could be a real announcement for being right now, but we're not going to be talking about for this thing like anyways. Thanks for watching, for all your support, and I'm going to be signing off, and I'll talk to you Media Lads, Comic Studio users, and fellow viewers all later. And I'll be see you right here into the next 2 days up next.